One of Northeast Ohio's proudest alumni, Miss Chrissie Hynde, appeared on CBS This Morning on August 29th, 1990, promoting the new Pretenders album Packed, but also recounting her journey from Akron, Ohio to London and to the Pretenders and in everybody's awareness. So Chrissie Hynde going from the band Satsu Mat with future Devo members to getting kicked out of Mr. Stress Blues Band in Cleveland to going to London and hooking up with Malcolm McLaren and working at his clothing boutique and becoming the Chrissie Hynde we know. The Pretender. The Great Pretender.
Is a great story, an Ohioan who struggled to become a rock and roll singer and finally made it by way of London. And our music man, Mark McCune, is here with that great story. Good morning.
Thank you, Harry. Good morning to you. Chrissie made it in London heading a band called the Pretenders. In fact, you may know that name better than you know Chrissie Hynde. They had a number of hits from Back on the Chain Gang to Brass in Pocket. When Chrissie Hynde first stormed onto the charts a decade ago, she was immediately different from the rest of the pack. Tough, cynical, and virtually the only female rocker supported by male musicians. When you first started out, it seemed like every other story was about woman in the men's room of rock and roll, the men's club of rock and roll.
I spent a lot of time in men's rooms.
Oh, did you?
So, you know, there was based in some truth there.
Is that still an issue? I mean, was it an issue of being the head of a band as a woman, a rock and roll band?
It was never an issue with me, and it never has been an issue. I've never had anyone not take me seriously because of it. They maybe not like what I do, but it has nothing to do with me being a woman.
Chrissie Hynde came of age during the 60s in Akron, Ohio, and fled to London in the 70s, where she founded her band, the Pretenders. They broke through just when English new wave groups opened up the music scene. But at the height of its success, hard living caught up with the band. 2 members were lost to drug overdoses. It's been a while. When you look back on that time, what do you think about? What comes to mind?
F-U-N. I still look back then to think what a gas it was, you know, and what a good time we had. And I know that sounds irreverent or something, you know, because they're gone. But I can't think of those guys, and I can't think of those times without, you know, without laughing about it. It was fun. Today, Hynde is the only original member of the group, but the trademark Pretenders sound can still be heard on Packed, their first album in 4 years. Another thing that's different from the early days, Chrissie Hynde is now the mother of 2 children. How has being a mom affected your songwriting? It slows me down. But now, usually when I get up at 7 o'clock, you know, it's to like sort out cereal and stuff, you know, and I'm not quite with it. I see myself as a mother, not as a rock personality, but as a mother. When I walk through the park, you know, it's the mother in me that walks through the park, you know.
Chrissie, one of the more interesting people I've ever talked to. She very hip, as they would say. I grew up in Akron, Ohio, so she still has the 1 foot over in Ohio, 1 foot in London, and writes all of her own stuff, and again, a rock and roll woman.
Very impressive. Thanks, Mark. Thank you. 5 minutes before the hour, we'll be back.
Thank you for watching Cleveland Live Music. I can't play a lick. That's why I'm a taper. Thanks for watching the channel and making it grow. If you want to subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Patreon and GoFundMe would be appreciated. Maybe I could get guitar lessons.